It's Power Tools, and we got Dave Summer in the house. How are you doing?
Doing amazing. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Now, you're from Montreal, Canada?
Yeah.
All right. Exactly what's it? Because I've heard you say another city.
I'm born and raised in Quebec City, but I moved last summer to Montreal to be closer to the airport and the entire industry in Montreal.
How many people are in Quebec?
Uh,
It's a small city, right?
It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
I think it's like around 700,000.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Toronto. You probably don't know that.
Yes.
Yeah,
told
you
me.
do?
You
All
told
right,
me.
yeah. Oh, I
Fellow
did.
Canadian.
All right, right on. I can't really claim it. I mean, Canada is like a vibe right now. Like a lot of producers are coming out of there. But yeah, so you moved to Montreal, and that's like the vibe right now for you?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more producers. The industry is more in movement than compared to Quebec City. And also, it's easier for me to travel with the Montreal airport. So
Right. And you speak French? Do you have to speak French when you go to Montreal?
I can speak both.
Oh, nice. Did you start speaking French when you were small?
Yeah. That's my first language.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's
But we
awesome.
learn along the way, and for the music industry, it's important to speak English. So
Right. So you've had releases like on Armada, Trace Amounts, Ultra, Tomorrowland, Terminal Underground. You've remixed Kaskade, SIDEPIECE, Disco Lines. I mean, you're doing sick edits of like Chris Lake, Ma P. You even won the PowerTools Next Up Award last year. Let's go.
yes, thank you
Which
so
is
much.
Awesome. Let's go back to the beginning of Dave Summer. Where did you find your passion for dance music?
It started just by doing a playlist for a family gathering that my mom was organizing, and I decided to do the playlist. And I was searching for music, and I found Infinity by Guru Josh Project, and I was just addicted to the song, like
Right.
the electronic part of it. And by doing that playlist, after I bought a little controller, a Newmark that was plugging my iPod Touch and play with iDJ. And then I was searching for music, so I discovered David Guetta, Tiesto, Deadmau5, and that's how I got slowly into.
You are the first
industry.
person we've had on the show that said they were doing a playlist, and that's how they discovered.
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's like, you are definitely of the new generation.
yeah.
That is really, really dope. So then, what DJs, once you started finding electronic music in your early days, what DJs were you gravitating to?
That was around 2012,
Right.
2013.
That was the height of the EDM boom.
Yeah, exactly. So I was really into like Porter Robinson, Ardwell,
Right.
the beginning of Garrix too.
Right.
Martin Garrix, and like Tiesto, was looking a lot of Deadmau5, the entire project with the Cube.
Right.
So pretty much, yeah. And Madion too at that time was
Right. And Deadmau5 had to be a little inspirational for you because, he was from Canada as well.
yeah. Deadmau5, also Adventure Club.
Oh, yeah?
He's also from Montreal.
Yeah.
So just seeing those people being from the same area, it's
Right.
it's
You also have
inspiring.
Tigga, who's from Montreal.
Also,
too.
yeah, the
We
legend.
just had him on the show a few weeks ago. Like, Montreal's pumping it out right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this until like a few days ago. You used to go by Dave Summit.
Yes.
You
Correct.
gotta tell me this story. Like, I'm assuming you changed your name because of John Summit, or was it getting confusing when you were getting booked?
Yeah. So my last name in French, when I turn into English, it's Summit. So by just having that was like my
Right.
identity. But
And
no,
you had this way back in the day.
yeah,
Right.
2016, like around the same time as John too. But by the time John blew up, every festival I was going introducing myself as Dave Summit, everyone was saying like, "Oh, you're John's brother." So along the way, I was like getting attached to this,
Right.
and for shows, it became a problem when I was getting approached by agent. For example, I was supposed to sign with UTA,
Right.
and they were like, "We can have him if he changed his name," because by being also in the same management at Kaskade,
Right.
I couldn't do shows with Kaskade because of John Summit, Dave Summit.
Right.
Would be confusing. So it's actually Kaskade that proposed, why does he change his name to Dave Summer? It's the same word, but you just change the 2 letters.
That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. Go Cascade.
Yeah. So by doing that, I just been able after that to just sign with UTA,
Right.
have shows with Kaskade, and have
So
more
you were
opportunities.
you got to a point where you had to make that change.
Yeah, just not because of John, just for in
Right.
general, like to actually have a career. And for me, it felt good because I didn't have I had my own identity now,
Right.
and I wasn't always compare or attached to.
Did the music change once you took on Summers? Did you like feel like kind of a fresh start?
Yeah, felt like kind of felt free because I was doing more tech house under Dave Summit,
Right.
more like the tool room style.
Right.
And by changing to Dave Summer, I felt like I could put this tech house on the side and navigate more around the tech house techno hybrid that I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it worked out good for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah, that's the best thing
great.
that happened.
Wow, that's amazing. That
Yeah.
is really, really cool. Now, your first, I guess, official release as Dave Summer was the Cascades remix of Brighter, right? It was one of the first
Correct.
things, right?
Yeah.
How did that opportunity, happen for you with Cascade?
I think that was in the same moment as when I was changing my name and getting offers to play shows with him. So by doing all that combined, we just thought the first release would be a good idea to be one of the Cascade song on the new album.
Right.
So it just, with the management, it just came easy to do I did the version during the summer, and they approved it, and we just got it out after.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you start off with your new name and you start with a Cascade remix. That had to feel real good.
Yeah, that felt good because Kaskade always been a big inspiration, and
Right.
always been looking up to him. So it was a great tap on the shoulder and a great start.
That's nice. That's nice. Now you recently, I think it was last year, you played at the Montreal. What is their festival called again?
Igloo Fest.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Igloo Fest in Montreal. It's legendary for being freezing. I mean, how cold? I saw a couple of pictures. It looked cold. How you were DJing with gloves, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
How cold is it?
I think it was from the Canadian Celsius. It's
Right.
around like can be like -20, -40.
That is
Depends.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why would people go out like that?
It's the experience. You have the full on stage, you got the music, and you got the snow falling with the lasers and everything. It's a great experience.
That can only happen in Canada.
Only in Canada.
So to DJ on CDJs with gloves, that had to be crazy, right?
Yeah, it's like we have the warmers under,
Uh-huh.
so it's not too bad. But still, with the gloves, like it just makes it easier to not like get your hands frozen. And
That's insane. How long has that festival been going on?
years actually, couple years.
Wow.
And they're expanding. They have one in Quebec. They have one in Ottawa, and they just have one in Edmonton too.
That's crazy.
It's a great festival.
That's amazing. And why do you think people come out to that? Is it just because in Canada they're used to the cold, so partying in the cold? To me, it would seem like you have all this talent, you have all these people, just put it inside.
There's shows inside, but this is just, I think, for the experience. There's a lot of people traveling for it too, and just being outside with your friends, wearing the vintage snow ski
Right.
outfit.
You think people are flying in for this to have that experience because you
Yeah.
can't get it anywhere else, right?
It's different, yeah.
Right.
It's really like I've been this winter to see DJ Snake, and it was like -35, freezing cold. But people are it's slam pack around like 12,000 people. It's a big party.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that. But then you have, you have Coachella, and sometimes at Coachella it's 110 degrees. So I don't even know what's even better, the cold or the heat. Like,
Yeah, I mean, when it's cold, you can get warmer, but when it's hot,
it's hard to stay cool. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Now, how often are you knocking out edits? Like, it seems like you got like a new edit coming out every 2 to 3 weeks. Like, it seems like you're just in the studio just popping them out. I guess my question is, how much time do you spend on your edits and how much time do you spend on original production?
I mean, last year with my manager, we just trying to find things to like get more active, get the project going, get shows, build on the project even more. So we had the idea of like putting one edit a week every week.
Right.
And we said like, let's do it for 6 months and let's see how it goes. And I've been just doing like originals all week. And I like to do the edits the day that I'm putting it out. So in the morning I wake up, I find a song, I just make it, and I release it in the afternoon or at night.
So
for
you don't
me,
have to overthink it.
I don't overthink it. And for me, it's a practice to like, if I'm playing a show, then like, for example, tonight, this is a practice for me. I'm able to finish the song if I want to play it at night. So it's just like, for me, it became easier to like write music really fast and just being able to play it at night.
And sometimes that's when you don't overthink it, you do some of your best stuff. You're not saying, is this the right kick? Is this the right snare? You're just, I'm gonna post this today, so I have to make that right decision.
Yeah. It has to be done. It has to be good. And sometimes it's not perfect, but if it doesn't work this week, then next week I have another one and another one.
Right. But you're also, I like what you said, you're doing original, so you're already in the zone for the week.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like your dessert. You get to have, because when you do an edit, it's less, I want to say a little less pressure. You have a little more fun.
Yeah.
Because you have to work within the boundaries of the song, you know. Man, that is crazy. So I didn't know it was that often. That is crazy. Has it been hard to keep up that pace?
Kinda. Like, especially in the past few months, I've been touring more. So coming back home after the weekend, I want to like make originals, but I still got to think about the edits I'm gonna make this week. Right. And I have the ability. I've been doing this for like 13 years. I have a workflow that I can produce a song in like 2 to 4 hours. So doing the edits is just sometimes, if I don't get inspiration during the week, usually on Friday something happened and And
how do you find? Do you already have a list of songs that you want to remix? Just your favorite songs to do edits on?
I have some in mind that I think that I'm gonna do, but usually I just look at what's popping at the moment, or songs that I can bring back from like OG songs that I can put a new twist on it.
Right.
But yeah, usually I have a couple on my Spotify that I'm like saving for later.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did the cash out start out as an edit?
Yeah. We asked, actually, like the songs I asked them if I could remix it. They're like, we already got the Unmob and I don't remember who's the other producer for the remix.
Right.
So like, you can try it and we'll see what happens. So I posted it as an edit, and as soon as I post the video, they text me, like SIDEPIECE texted me like, hey, we want it. So like, all right.
That's awesome. That's got to be a good feeling when it starts off as an edit and then gets picked up as an official remix.
Yeah, happened the same thing for Disco Lines. I posted it, and 5 seconds later, he commented, send it to me, and a week after he played it out, posted it, and then a week after they signed it.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That has got to be. I mean, that's a smart way, I think, moving forward for a lot of artists is, we had on, you're familiar with Hills.
Yeah.
They put out a lot of edits too, and they made a lot of noise. And eventually you can move your way into more of the original stuff, but it's still having your name in that on people's USBs.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Everywhere I'm going now, everyone's saying like, oh, I have your edits on my USB. I have your edits on my USB. So it's been rewarding.
That's awesome, man. That is really, really cool. What do you have cooking up for the rest of 2026? You got some more originals coming out. What are you working on?
We're working right now to get out some more originals. That's the focus right now. We're working with labels to get those out. Not saying anything before it's signed, schedule, but they're coming. And show-wise, we go in on Australian and New Zealand tour in June.
Nice.
Yes.
That's got to be fun. And any collabs in the works that you could talk about?
Not right now.
But there are some collabs in the works.
There are some collabs in the works.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling. And then tonight you're at Academy tonight, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. That's got to be awesome.
Yes, first time playing in LA too, so I'm really excited.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, okay, that's got to be fun. And you're playing with Nostalgics,
yes,
right? That's got to be a lot of fun. And how are you liking? You've been to LA before, right?
Yeah, I've been I think 3 or 4 times.
Right.
I went to with my family the first time in 2012 just to visit.
Right.
And actually, I have a picture with me and the Ardwell billboard in this on the Hollywood Boulevard.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been a couple of times. Been last summer to see SIDEPIECE, just hang out. And yeah, this is the first time I'm here actually for the show.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I mean, you're grinding. The music you're putting out is really, really dope.
Thank you.
And we're excited about the originals. Send them over to us and we'll support, man.
I will. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
PowerTools.